Okay, now I have light. Don't go anywhere, people. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna be right there. What's happening? Okay, we are gonna talk about muscle cars. I hope you brought your muscles. If you didn't, don't worry. I'm sure The Rock can just provide you with his muscles because he has enough for the whole entire planet. So that should be fine. It is Friday at the time of recording this podcast, so thank you if you are here on Friday, because Fridays can be freaky and they can be fun. So we like to have subjects that are a bit more on the crazy fun sides on Fridays than things that might be too philosophical and intense and depth and all that. That being said, if classics went electric, which one would you buy? If you are a person, yes, that was born, let's say, in the time of rock and roll, in the time of cars when they started to be super cool, well, this is gonna be your time to shine. We're gonna talk about classic, vintage, retro cars and everything like that. Now, today I have a special guest. Her name is Maya. So make sure that you actually give us a round of applause. Yeah. So she's gonna act as a researcher. She's gonna help me out a little bit today. So thank you very much to everybody for being here. And Snoopy says pet rock. Yeah, well, there's The Rock and there's pet rock. I've had a pet rock once, but it didn't last long. I tried to make it swim and it did not swim. That's the story. It did not swim. Is that funny? You got it, Yeah, pet rock don't swim. That I learned that the hard way. I lost my pet rock. Joke of the day. It's not a dad joke, it's a Piper joke. Chris Pankich. Yeah, fresh meat. Yeah, okay. That works. Let's not traumatize her right away, okay, guys? Let's keep it cool, right?
No problems keeping there.
Yes, so just chill out. It's gonna be fine. Electric muscle car. I picked green color. Well, if it was only about the color, I mean, I don't know what it is with the green color. I think it's because Billie Eilish's hair. After Billie Eilish put her hair green, it kind of everybody went green, right?
It's just that even when I was a kid.
Even when you were a kid?
They were like muscle cars.
Muscle cars are green?
Orange.
Well, orange, like KTM orange, like in Duke of Hazzards. That car is like totally orange. Purple, like Prince purple.
No, darker.
Darker purple, like a dark purple. And then the Trans Am was gray. So I mean, it really depends. AKA Fumbler, thanks for tuning in. Hello, happy Friday, everyone. I know. Everybody's like super intense about this. Chris Pankich says Dodge made green famous in the 1960s. Okay, so it's the Dodge green. It's a Dodge Charger, the green Dodge Charger. Challenger or Charger? Chris, we need your help. Challenger or Charger? And okay, so it's green. Would you say neon green or would you say just kind of green?
It's really green.
It's really green, right? It hurts your retina.
Yeah.
Like that type of green. Walter Johnson, happy Friday. Well, thank you for being here. Max Power says hello. And then you killed your pet rock. Well, it doesn't breed, so I didn't kill it. It drowned. Maybe it was a water pet rock. You don't know. Some rocks, they like water. Other rocks, they like fire. It just depends on the rock. Chris Pankich says it was a Daytona. Daytona. So the Dodge Daytona.
Charger.
There's a Charger Daytona? This is so confusing. Okay, don't worry. Walter Johnson says it's Dodger Piper. I can deal with that. I can definitely be baptized Dodger Piper. I mean, and Chris as the Plymouth. Sort of the same company back in the day. Yeah, then they kind of, they separated. They made a whole bunch of other things. Plymouth, Pontiac, Plymouth. I mean, Maya, you were looking at colors, right? Because you like green colors too.
Yeah,
so
especially minty.
Minty green.
Yeah.
You're not alone. Everybody on there wants green cars.
Yeah, I told you.
So yeah, Maya, before the show, she definitely said that she liked older vehicles that looked a minty greenish color. So if you like that, well, you're definitely one of those people. Yeah, there's more like you out there. Okay, sort of the same company. Now, we are going to talk today about if classics went electric. So it's time to get out your old catalogs. Yeah, I know some of you have catalogs of old vintage cars. I know you do. Yeah. Magazines, catalogs, all that stuff. Like, you have Playboys and then you have another one. And that's like the magazine catalog. Some people actually like cutted them out and put them in books. And we're like, ooh, this is so beautiful.
Looking for guys.
Scrapbooking for guys. Exactly. Scrapbooking for guys. This happened. You have some muscle cars, some classic cars that you love. We're going to be talking about them. So make sure you open your scrapbook and you give us your best. But don't do that right now. Right now, you do your research, you look at it. We need to identify what a classic is. Because you've got like a whole bunch of different types of cars. There's classics, antiques, retro. So we're just gonna go fast over this because I know some of you already know these things. But for the people who are tuning in who might not have some expertise in vehicles, well, that's just for you because I'm Piper and you're listening to While You Wait, the podcast that aims to entertain you while you wait for your electric vehicle to charge. Oh, yeah. And if ever you miss it because you're doing something else, well, don't worry. The podcast playlist is available on our YouTube channel, Two Girls One Electric Car, and you can click it, link it, like it, whenever, wherever you want. I know it's that kind of podcast. Max Power says, I like the Chevrolet Fleet line. Well, thank you for sharing. We'll go more in depth into all of these cars. Cool muscle car, try for EVs. Well, yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about, Walter. Exactly what we're talking about. Okay, Chris, that's exactly the type of information that I want right here, right now, because we are in the introduction phase of this podcast. A classic is technically over 25 years old. So definitely older than me. And, well, maybe not older than Maya, though. Right, Maya?
Yeah, I'm 22.
Okay, great. So you're not a classic yet? No.
Good to know.
I don't know what you would be categorized. Maybe you're retro? Maybe a bit vintage. Vintage, is it like 20 years? We don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Maybe someone will text us.
Maybe someone will text. Okay, what is vintage, people? What is vintage? So far, classics have to be 25 years or older. So again, we're talking about cars, not people, because at 25 year or older, as a person, you're not a classic yet. Like you didn't even lose your teeth. Like you're just starting to get your teeth. This is not the same thing. And then we have AKA Fumbler who says, wonder if the new person knows she's working with greatness. Oh, if I had a little I would put it. Thank you so much. You're amazing. AKA Fumbler, you're super cute. But don't worry. I'm pretty sure Mia is feeling great right now. Right, Mia? You're good?
Yeah.
She's good. She's fine. She's got water. She's gonna be okay. Chemist America Lifestyle. Hey, what's happening? So what's happening is we are talking about if classic cars went electric. So which classics? What are classics? How old is a classic? Walter Johnson, a classic car can drive on a drag race. Can they? Should they? Do they? I'm not sure. Do you want to bring your classic? So if it's over 25 years, we're in 2024. So we're talking like a 2001 car can be a 1999 car can be a classic?
I know.
Yeah, that's young, right? This is so sad. We are so old. Okay.
You can wrap it like a toy and keep it in your garage.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So you have to keep it safe if you want it to get to the classic point, right?
I know. One of my friends bought a car that was not classic, and he wanted to keep it for 25 years.
To make it a classic.
Make it a classic.
And
he got the divorce.
And you got a divorce. So that never happened. Sold the car. Okay.
I think so because he got a divorce.
Yeah. Oh my God, when you get divorced and things don't work the way you planned for them to work, right? I think in the year 2024, we need to go back 50 years to talk about what most people refer to as classic. That's a really good point, Chris. Because for me, classic, and that we had this it was a debate conversation with Maya before the show. And it's like, what is a classic? Because for me, a classic is like the 1950s, right? That for me would be a classic. Like these Plymouth, Pontiac, Cadillac, what else did we have back in the days? You know, these big cars, and with these minty colors, like minty green colors, and with the tires with the white on them, like those cars, those huge cars. That for me is more classic. Like the pinup girls, that's classic. But again,
the car that you can find in Cuba.
Yeah, the cars that you can find in Cuba. exactly these type of cars, these big cars. That is how I would define classic. But again, classic is a definition just like antique, retro, and all of that. So it's about mathematics. It's not about how you feel. They need to put a time frame on it so they can issue the right license plate for the right vehicles. Because if you don't know this, well, I went in Langley last summer. Last summer I was in Langley. Langley is a place in British Columbia, and they have this old car show. And then, well, I've understood that there was some special licenses for different types of categories vehicle. Meaning if you have an antique, it has an antique license. If you have a classic, it has a classic license. And if you have a vintage, it has a vintage license. Which I guess they need to catalog in a certain way so that you change your license depending on the age of the vehicle. And then, well, you can take it out or not. I mean, most of these cars did actually roll, which is surprising, yeah, because they were old. And other ones, well, I mean, maybe didn't, but if you have a license, it's usually because, you know, you're gonna using the car. Now, what do we have here in the live comment section? If you are just tuning in, make sure that you log into your YouTube channel or your Google account so that you can communicate with us in the live format. It's way better if you interact, and if you haven't already, share this on your Facebook or other social media so that we gain more people. There's a little share arrow right down there. Just click it, and in 2 clicks you can share this whole podcast video on your socials. It doesn't cost you anything, plus it helps the show to get more popular and for more people to get to know us and interact with us, because it is broadcasted live from Monday to Friday at 12 p.m. Vancouver time. That's West Coast, baby. Langley is where you will find me. Yeah, aka Frumler is from Langley, which is like super close to here. See, we have people from all over the world. Snoopy says, I had a 40-year-old car. So I don't know, would that be classified as an antique? Since classic is 25 years, I'm not even sure. So you tell us in the live comment section, and then let's start, for sake of conversation, at 1980s and below. Yeah, 1980s. Maya, you did say that you like the 1980s vehicles, right? This is kind of like more your vibe.
Kinda. Maybe I'm not really into cars, so I'm not sure about...
Okay, you're not sure.
Yeah.
But 1980s, is it because of the colors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And do you like the 1980s movies?
Yeah, for sure. And they have really cool outfits.
Like
and hairstyles.
Okay, so it's the colors, it's the outfits, it's just the 80s were weird. They invented cocaine, that's why. Okay, so now classic cars are cars before before the Japanese invasion. Is that what we're talking about? We're talking about Hiroshima right now? That's where we're going? Okay, I don't know how that escalated so quickly. Like so quickly.
No, I think it was referring to the year that the Japan made the best car. You know, everything was made in Toyota, Mazda, and everything.
Yeah, and Kawasaki.
Yeah.
All that. Also, all these like, well, I guess motorcycles, vehicles.
It's car invasion. It's not Hiroshima.
Yeah. Okay. Classic cars are cars made before. Okay, so you're talking about before we actually had. Well, because before that, it was only, you know, Ford. It was only American cars. And then we had, well, importations or like global economics. So we kind of move things around, which makes a lot of sense.
Apparently, when I was a kid, Japanese car just came in.
Oh, yeah? So Japanese cars were the best cars when you were a kid. So we're talking 1980s, right? 1980s, 70s? Okay, young kid. And well, yeah, so that made it so a lot of other cars came in the United States of America or Canada, because we're broadcasting live from Canada. But so European, but also, yes, Asian vehicles. Volkswagen, which be more European in that way. And then, yeah, definitely Honda, Toyota, Hyundai, which is Korean. I mean, this is a whole bunch of them.
Hyundai did not have a good reputation today.
No, Hyundai still does not have a great... They were rusting? A lot. One winter rusting. Well, that's the problem with importing vehicles in climates like Canada, is that some European countries or some Asian countries don't have the same climate, and sometimes when they import, they need to test it out. It's like Peugeot. So Peugeot was imported into Canada, just like Fiat. Fiat stayed, Peugeot did not stay. It just didn't work out. Then Chris Pankage says the 80s oil embargo killed every car we're gonna talk about today. Okay, so we're also going there. I love it. I love it. Okay, perfect. Now, no non-computer cars. Well, yes and no. I don't think there was many computers in cars back then. But again, we're not saying that there wasn't a chip somewhere. There might have been a chip somewhere.
Classic car was a car without computer.
I guess from what people are saying, or from what Snoopy is saying, is that yeah, a classic car would be a car without a computer inside of it, right? So that would be a definition, one of the definitions. Excuse us, Americans today, Piper. Most of us are really, really pissed off today. Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Yeah, let's not go there.
No, let's not go there. But still, I understand. Use that rage, Chris, to have a way better podcast. So please debate on classic vehicles and how we could bring them back as electric vehicles, because it's going to be really cool. Orange is a cool car like General Lee. Exactly. In the Duke of Hazards, it was General Lee. And this is amazing. And Toyota were flooding the market for cheap cars in the 1970s. Well, which makes a lot of sense because we're talking of these classics. So we're talking 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s. We can go there, but quite frankly, I think 50s, 60s, 70s is a good place to start. Okay, so classic would be 25 years, but we're not gonna use the real term. We're just gonna use what we think in our mind. Then vintage is supposed to be 20 years, right? That's what vintage is supposed to be. But if classic is 25, vintage is like 20, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Is it written classic on the license plate here when it's
Yeah,
car?
yeah.
How old is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're gonna Google. There was a racer car called the Green Machine that held the speed record for a long time, and it was green. Well, it makes sense. I mean, some people think that like red cars go faster. Have you ever heard that, Maya?
No.
No, that red cars go faster, or they get more tickets. There's not that in Europe.
No, not like that.
All cars get tickets. Same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the no literal like color racism for cars.
It's collector.
Collector is collector.
25 years.
So collector cars here in British Columbia are 25 years old. Now in USA, you no longer need emissions testing, and you can get historic special license plate at 25 years for all automobiles. Well, that's a thing. That's a good point. So that being said, when you get a vehicle from a dealer, well, they have some special, requirements and laws. And if your vehicle is a 2024, let's say it like that, well, it needs to pass these laws and regulations, which are of the time, meaning 2024. But if you have one of these super old cars, we made new laws and new regulations that these cars do not have, like airbags, like seat belts, emission control, so to make sure that we don't pollute that much. These cars don't have that. But since, we're humans and we like to keep historical mementos and things like that, well, we still want to conserve some of them without necessarily needing to revamp them so much that they're not what they used to be back in the day. Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense that they would be declassified, or they would be okay to still be on the road even though they pollute more and they're less safe and all these things. But you still need to bring them to that place where they like do the check mark thing and they tell you, okay, we're gonna give you a collector license plate. And I think you can't ride it all the time. Like, you can't be in it all the time. It's not like you can use it to go to work every single day. These collector license plates, usually there's special days, special time of the year where you can ride your vehicle on the roads. Because again, we don't want to kill people. We want to make sure people are safe, okay? This is good, right? Yep.
A vehicle with any damage, regardless the vehicle age, does not meet the collectible condition. If it's damaged,
so if it had... So if it has had damage, it cannot be a collectible, which is really interesting because that means if you crash the car or if something happens to the car, like a tree falls on it.
Interior must be original. It needs to be like...
But it needs to be a collectible. So for it to be a collectible, it needs to be untouched in that way. So yeah, you buy it, you put it in your garage, and you don't touch it for 25 years. I think we can all agree with that, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. That makes a lot of sense. Then some people like to call them retro, meaning maybe the 80s is a bit, it's retro. It's retro, yeah. For some people, the 70s are more retro. That happens too. Yep.
Let's find another plate. Vintage.
Vintage is another plate.
It's older. It's at least 30 years
30
old.
years, so vintage is 30 years old.
Yeah, so we got collectible, collectors, and vintage.
Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there, people. We're getting there. Then if I go back to the actual live comment section, because while you wait for your comment to be read by me, Piper, well, you listen to While You Wait, the podcast that brings you electric vehicle entertainment from Monday to Friday, 12 p.m. So thank you for being here. Snoopy says antique cars can be driven on the weekends here in America with special license plates. So see, I think it's pretty much the same in Canada. America, Canada, same but different. And then Chris Pankage adds, so at 25 years, miraculously, the pollution goes away and the tree huggers no longer care. I like you're really angry, Chris. I like it. It's great. Continue like that. So the thing is, well, there are, again, how many cars make it to 25 years? Most of them just die. So there's not that many out there so that it can really make a difference in the pollution of the earth, I think.
Here in BC, we got a lot of old cars.
We do have a lot of old cars. Well, that's the thing. So British Columbia, especially downtown Vancouver or greater Vancouver area, is not like the rest of Canada. It does not get snow. It has a special microclimate, but it's really only in downtown Vancouver area or greater Vancouver area. So it gets a little bit of snow, but not much, meaning that the cars are good for longer because there's no like salting the roads, there's no unthawing and all that. It rains a lot, yes, but that doesn't destroy cars as much as snow and snowstorms. So we have Snoopy who says Department of Motor Vehicles is the one that has antique car plates. Okay, great, thank you. And then yes, the red colors give the impression of fast speed. I think it's just because it's red, right? Red lipstick, red cars. It's all very sexy. You need to be a kid, right? Okay. They don't call it Arrest Me Red for nothing. Well, I'm guessing that if you do purchase red, it's because you know what you're doing, right? It's like purchasing a yellow car, right? Maya, have you seen like yellow cars a lot? And like yellow cars, you're like, why are yellow cars existing?
Well, some of them, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you've seen some, right?
Yeah.
Did you play this game when you were younger where if you see a yellow car, you need to hit the person next to you? No. Was that a thing? No. Okay, it's a thing here. Don't do that. Just don't hit people because of the color of the car. It's not a great idea, people. It's usually with your siblings or with a friend that you don't like. You know, it's just like that. It happens. Collectible means numbers matching on the drivetrain. The glass paint, body, and the rest are not considered. Okay, thank you, Chris. So I guess it might be a bit different for BC and, well, the US, or depending maybe in which province or state you're in. Snoopy adds, cars without computers are for more dependable. Like 40-year-old cars had no computers to have replaced. It's true, because computers like were invented, but maybe not at that stage. Let's call it like that. Okay, so let's not go there. Computers started in cars in 1968, I think. Early engine computer. Well, that's the thing. So I'm not saying there was no chip. I don't know how intense these chips were and how much control they really had over your vehicle. Maybe it was more for engine calibrations and things like that. But again, we sent people on the moon, right, in like the 1969. So there had to be some sort of chip going on there. Maybe a Raspberry Pi, something like that. Midnight Smoke, we're gonna get there. My GTO is 20 years old and they no longer check the emission. They just do a safety check to make sure that it's alive.
That for BC.
There's just like that for BC2, same. Late 1970s. Okay, that just got erased. Perfect. Some people love yellow cars. Yes, I have heard of that game. So I'm not the only one who hit people for nothing. Great. Then depends on where you live. And then Midnight Smoke says, I live in New York City. So again, it depends. So the emissions after 20 years old, it might depend on your state, province, or just country of origin. So that could work. And then late 1970s, Ford had computers chip for carburetors. Oh yeah, the carburetor. So that will make a little bit of sense. It's not like I'm crazy. You can't ask your car to like autopilot. It's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about like that high efficiency. We're only talking about the fact that there might have been some type of chip in there to calibrate something that collected data and pushed buttons in that way. We're all in agreement? Perfect. All right, let's do this. So we are talking about if classic cars went electric, which one would you buy? And what just happened recently? The actual Volkswagen bus. Yeah, the Volkswagen bus. Maya, we have like one of these like Volkswagen bus pictures, right?
Yeah.
So there's
ready.
like the 1970s Volkswagen bus, which was really nice and very hippie. I mean, I guess it was the beginning of the hippies. And then, well, they just recreated it in an electric vehicle. Yeah, so that could happen with maybe other models and other vehicles. Volkswagen did it first, but we never know who might be doing it second. So thank you, Maya. It's on the screen right there. Yeah, right there. So you can see it. See the difference? They still kind of took the same concept, the same, I guess, aura, the same vibe of the vehicle to bring it back to life in that way, but it is fully electric. Now, this is what we're going to be talking about. So I want you to go and get your very favorite muscle car, and don't think of it as a conversion. We're not talking about conversion. We are really talking about what if the company, the manufacturer, decided to take that car, that vintage, classic, whatever car, and bring it back as an EV. So EV, full-on EV, just like the ID.Buzz. Yeah, it's called the ID.Buzz, the Volkswagen truck, this like caravan thing. Buzz. It's B-U-Z-Z.
Now,
Buzz.
Because it used to be bus.
Yeah, it used to be bus, but now it's Buzz. Like Buzz Lightyear. Yeah. Bzz, bzz, just like this. Just like this. Zzz, zzz. All right, so let's dive right into it. Which are your favorite muscle cars and how would they look as electric vehicles? It's your time to get back in that nostalgia of you being a child and having posters of your favorite vehicles because you didn't know that EVs were going to be a thing. This is crazy, but it just happens.
Robin Petit.
Okay, Robin Petit.
I agree.
No real computer until much later. They may have been very simple electronics, but nothing significant. The first personal computer was born, 1972, and required toggling in a boot program. Yeah, exactly. So there's not really, we're not talking computer really that much. And then Robin Petit adds Porsche 911E for me. Yeah, we agree. We agree.
I think I will buy it like tomorrow.
You would buy it tomorrow?
911?
If there was a 911 Porsche electric, like fully EV, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maya, do we have the Porsche somewhere? I think we saw it earlier, right?
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
on
you
there.
can show it.
Okay, wonderful. So we are going to show you the Porsche 911, the classic, the vintage, that one. And then you can decide if you would like to have a newer model.
Not that one.
But not that one. No, because that's the classic. That's the classic.
But not that one.
I know, but that's the thing. We need to start somewhere. So we're starting with this, and we are gonna go. So who would want a 911? Let's do a little poll. Let's gonna start some engagement. Yeah, I'm gonna put music while I write the poll. I want the Porsche 911 in EV. Yes or no? Don't worry, we'll go over more muscle cars and vehicles, but we need to start with one. So we're going with the Porsche. 911, I guess, is it because of Californication?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I want that model.
You want that model.
Yeah.
So So Californication definitely probably made it so that a lot of guys want the 911. I mean, it was in other series, other movies, but that's kind of the one. Huh? That's the one. I mean, this old author that was also the guy who played in X-Files. Duchovny. Well, he's like this like super celebrated author, and all he does is like drink, have sex with girls, and like do this life of debauchery and arts, which is amazing. So everybody wanted to be him. Yeah. Plus, he lives in California. It's called Californication. It's Sex in the City for guys. So is that how or why you want a 911? So far, 62% of our audience is saying they want a 911, and other people are just saying 38% are saying no. So we will get to these other cars, the no's out there. It will happen. Don't worry. We have here. Over here is you hit somebody when you see a Volkswagen Beetle. Also, see, everybody has a reason to hit somebody.
The Beetle was a thing when I was a kid.
Yeah, the Beetle was a thing when you were a kid? Okay. And it's just a bump on the shoulder, right? Yeah, okay. That
Depends how strong you are.
depend.
If you really hate yourself.
Okay, depend on how strong and if you really hate your siblings. Chris Pankich moves on with Trans Am. Yeah, that we talked about the Trans Am. Hands down, my first choice for an EV muscle car. Okay, why would you have a Trans Am as your first EV muscle car? Why would it be that one? Is it because of the headlights? That's what does it? Or is it just because of the reminiscence of everything the Trans Am had to offer, like with the Phoenix and all that? Is that it?
We have a saying with Corvette.
Yeah, we do have a saying. Yeah, I'll translate it. Okay, perfect. So far it's 50-50. Porsche 911 EV 50-50. Whoa, okay, some people... Well, okay, we're not saying that you cannot buy any other, like, muscle cars if you buy that one. You could buy other ones. Don't worry. It could be okay. So, Robin, there's more people like you out there. Just so you know, there's more people who want a Porsche 911 electric. You are not the only one. So far, on 12 votes, we have 50-50. So 6 people don't want it, 6 people want it. Then for AKA Fumbler, ooh, that just switched. Oh no, it went back. Oh my god. I don't know. Come on, people. Vote. Do you want a Porsche 911 electric? You need to vote now because I'm going to close this and we're going to move on to our next vehicle. This is the whole point of the show. Is for you to stay entertained, because while you wait for your electric vehicle to charge, or while you wait for your muscle car to be redone or remade as an electric vehicle, well, we are here. Okay, so let's close this one. Come on. You can vote. You can do it. I'm closing the poll. It's closed now. It's closed. You don't have any more saying. 53% say no. 46% say yes. Okay, so maybe it's not...
Where are the real men?
Where are the real men? Where are they? AKA Fumbler says, GTG, have a great day. I got to go. Okay, that's what it means. No problem, AKA Fumbler. You know you can always listen to the podcast on the go. Yeah, because it's a podcast. So just bring your headphones or your AirPods, and you can listen while you wait for anything to happen. Chris Pankich gives us a fun fact. Aston Martin canceled their EV. Oh, interesting. And many others in the recent news. I've heard about this. There's some guy in the comment section which really hates EVs. Of course, that's why he's there. And so he said that yes, a lot of car companies were killing their EV projects because they made too much for the demand. Again, I'm not saying it's true, not true. All I'm saying is that I've heard it too, and maybe like we need to focus more on this mass market thing and on people having money too. The thing is, with some electric vehicles, they're still pretty expensive, and there's already a market that has been established for companies like Tesla, even Polestar, Lucid, and other companies like I'm guessing, yes, Volkswagen, even Hyundai. Some of them already have electric vehicles, so maybe it's just not significantly like pressing for these other companies to go into EVs because the market is so much so that it's not necessary. And then some person also said that he thinks, I'm just like saying this, don't take it as Piper, right? That maybe the law for 2035 to only sell new vehicles has to be EV in Canada. So the sales of new vehicles have to be electric vehicles by 2035. Maybe that will change because that was put in place to give a little push to electric vehicles. And depending on, well, the people we will hire, or not hire, but how do you call it, like vote for in the newer elections this year, maybe that's going to change, which is an interesting position to have. So thank you for sharing, Chris, meaning Aston Martin might be off of the EV race. But again, that because of Dr. Evil. Okay, like in James Bond, right? We're talking James Bond now. Well, because Aston Martin, James Bond. Yeah, Dr. Evil. Yeah. More details. We need more details. This is very confusing. Oh, Midnight Smoke says, so you already have a GTO, right, Midnight Smoke? I would like the 63 Corvette split window as a EV. You know what we say about Corvettes in Quebec? That's why I left, but I'm just going to tell it to you. So, big Corvette, small penis. It doesn't translate that well. It's better in French.
Because it rhymes.
Yeah, because it rhymes in French. Yeah, grosse corvette, petite quéquette. See? Quéquette is penis. So that's what we say for Corvette for some reason. That guys who had Corvettes had smaller penises. Again, it's not to be taken lightly. But it's funny. Maya, have you ever heard that?
No, never.
No. So in Europe, people who have like bigger cars are not made fun of. No.
No, usually it works in opposite way. So if you have a big car, it means you have small penis.
That's what
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, so bigger car, smaller penis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, see, it's worldly. It works everywhere. We can go anywhere and still have that. Yes, it works. But don't worry, Midnight Smoke. We're not saying you. We're just saying people in general. Chris Pankage says Corvette guys and Porsche guys don't mix. Oh, so there's some rivalry there, which would make a lot of sense. I mean, okay, because these brands...
Porsche is more expensive.
Porsche is more expensive. A Corvette can be expensive. I mean, it can be if you... But not as much. And the brand, again, it's the brand, the appeal of the brand. So when you choose a brand, whichever brand it is, it can be for clothes, it can be for milk. I mean, it can be for your podcast. We are talking about if classics went electric. So you give us your best classic cars, and we're going to talk about how we could transform them or make a remake into an electric vehicle. So let's drop a comment and talk about this. Now, that being said, yes, these big brands that we have that were there forever. I mean, Corvette has been there for a while, and then even Porsche has been there for a while. So if you like one of those brands, there's a good chance you won't like the other one just because, yeah, they're so different brands. There's one that is sporty, the other one is sporty too, but depending also on how old you are and in what type of environment you grew up in. Yeah, which makes it so different. John Wick for me, you want a John Wick car? I mean, John Wick's pretty cool because like Keanu Reeves is totally Canadian, but for the rest, I don't know. Like John Wick, does he even have a car? This guy walks everywhere. He has a lot of guns. John Wick has a lot of guns. The Nissan 300 ZY would be great. So RP, you would convert the Nissan 300. Is that the two-seater, right? I think it's a two-seater that goes pretty fast. It was popular in 2010, I think, or close to maybe 2008. Is that the one? I mean, speeding cars or sports cars are definitely cooler to switch up. Because, well, they just have more depth to them. Plus, EV would give you like instant torque and some amazing things that you would definitely want to bring with a muscle car or a sports car. Chris Pankage says, because Smokey and the Bandits was awesome in the 70s. So, Smokey and the Bandits, does that mean the Corvette and the Porsche? Or what are we talking about now?
The Bandits, the Trans Am.
It's the Trans Am. Oh, that's why. It's because of the Trans Am. So, Chris, you first fell in love with the Trans Am because of Smokey and the Bandits, and it stayed with you forever, and now you are sold. I get it. Volkswagen Beetle seem to rust very fast. I don't know. We have a few here, but Volkswagen Beetles, again, they were discontinued, so they are older. They don't make them anymore here in Canada. They were not cool for the climate here, huh? So they did not resist very well. Another one is the MG Electric. I don't like the Trans Am. Ooh, okay, this is gonna be cool. Let's fight about this. So Robin Petit says he would prefer MG over Trans Am. Chris, it's your time to be like really mad. They are good for going straight, but poor at turning. So they don't turn? You can't turn that car? You can't turn an MG? It's a small car.
Small thing, you know.
Okay, so you turn the steering and it turns, right?
Turning with an Harley Davidson.
Yeah, but it turns.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but
too fast, maybe it won't.
Oh.
How
Okay.
fast you go.
How fast you go? Okay. This is like a whole bunch of letters. So RP says he would like the AMC AMX EV.
AMC American. That was
AMC AMX EV. Maya, can you Google this? Like
AMC is a brand of car.
AMC AMX EV. Do we even know what that is?
AMC.
I don't think I've ever seen this car ever.
Google AMC car.
Yeah, if we Google AMC car, is it a thing?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, RP. And you want to see it EV?
Pacer. AMC Pacer.
It's a Pacer?
Yeah, this car exploded. They stopped.
It exploded?
Because the tank, the gas tank was too close, and when somebody hit.
The gas tank was too close, so when there was a collision, it would explode.
Yeah, and it's got a big window in the back, like a
Oh,
round window.
okay, a big round window at the back.
That was not.
Okay, okay.
Not cool looking.
Not cool looking? Maya, did you find it? Do you find it cool looking, or are you like, nah?
No, I'm searching.
Okay, perfect. Then there's Chris Bankage who says, and an MG had performance suspension. Okay, he's just laughing. It's like, he's laughing. Chris is laughing. Never thought Herbie the love bug would ever make people hit each other on the arm. Yes, true. It was supposed to be peace and love. All the Volkswagen was kind of more peace and love, right? Until, of course, like the GTI and the Rabbit and all that, which was a bit more sporty. And some guys kind of took that instead of BMWs. There was this a bit of rivalry, even though very different price point.
Probably that's why.
But yeah, that's why. That's why. When you were teenage, you would take a Volkswagen. Yeah, you bought a GTI because BMW is too expensive. So it's kind of like the gateway car to BMW would be the GTI, I would say. But, or to Porsche. Anyway,
It's the same company.
it now is the same company, right? They were acquired. They were even back in the day. Oh.
No. Folks, it's
Oh, this is getting great. Chris has some awesome bad comments for all the people who like Porsche. So I hope you're ready. Porsche looks like a squashed Volkswagen Beetle. Which Porsche are we talking about? The 911? But it has like, it's not that round. It has like a front, right? So it's not squashed. Arthur Morris says, I want a Tesla Model 3 performance of a DeLorean? So you want like, okay, so you want the Tesla Model 3
looks like a DeLorean.
in the DeLorean? Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
He wants a DeLorean electric.
Yeah, exactly. But he wants the
Elon.
yeah, Elon.
Buy DeLorean.
Elon Musk, what are you up to right now?
Buy that company and make the DeLorean.
Yeah, because well, he's already pretty close because the DeLorean was stainless steel, just like the Cybertruck, right? So, and plus the Falcon doors. The Falcon doors are the same as on my Model X. So yeah, If classics went electric, which one of the classic cars is your favorite vehicle and you would like to see? Well, this car make a comeback as an EV. Yes, just like the Volkswagen Bus, which is now the ID.Buzz, which is making a comeback. Chris Pankage says 500,000 chargers for $7.5 billion by 2030. We have 7 built. Okay, so that's just for chargers. Are we talking EV? I think we are. Austin Powers, yes. Cancelled EV because of Dr. Evil. Well, that makes sense. Okay, we're not. Sometimes we're not gonna go there, people. Alok Sharma, hello, great to catch you guys streaming again, and great to see you as well, Alok. I would love to see an electric version of the Volkswagen Beetle, a cute and fast car. Okay, so something a bit more small, a bit more cute, I guess.
Make a comeback, maybe.
But if they have already made the ID.Buzz, maybe they will make because the Beetle, we have to say, it's very different, right? It's really old, but it's a really different car.
I think the people that bought the
Yeah.
Beetle are dead.
The people that bought the Beetle are dead.
Yeah. the remake I'm talking
Yeah, the remake. Because they already did a remake. That's the thing. They did a remake.
I think they're all dead.
So maybe they need to wait another 20 years to remake a remake.
That's why. GTI, electric GTI.
An electric GTI? You would buy an electric GTI?
Because I don't have the money to buy the Porsche.
Because you don't have the money to buy the Porsche. Okay.
911 again.
Yeah, 911 electric. That'd be closer to $150,000 for sure. Yeah. Same price as a Tesla Model X. Full expenditure. They directly compete. Okay. Well, so Corvette, but this is a small car. Yeah, Corvette is just because it's a two-seater, right? Most Corvettes are. Oh, the AC Cobra. Like the Cobra. I think I know that one. The Cobra. But it's not the Shelby. It's the Cobra. It's not the same thing. But there is a muscle car that's a Cobra. What is it?
Mustang Cobra. It's Mustang.
It's the Mustang Cobra. Oh yeah, okay. So is it the Mustang Cobra, or are you just talking, Douglas, about a Cobra with air conditioning in it? Because AC Cobra. It's cool to have AC. We all love AC. Some of these old muscle cars or these classic cars did not have AC, and with climate change, we kind of really don't want no AC in our vehicles now. I had no idea he was Canadian, thought he was from the Middle East. Snoopy, who are we talking about? We're talking about Keanu Reeves? Yeah, no, Keanu Reeves is from Canada, right? Keanu's from Canada. I think he's if he's not Canadian, is he from the Middle East?
He's from California.
He's from California? I have no idea. Where is Keanu Reeves from? Call us, tell us. He's definitely from somewhere. Max Power. Piper. That's how the whole movie started, because of the car. Well, yeah, every movie, are we talking Herbie because of the car? That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Trans Ams don't turn well. Well, okay, if they redo the car, they're gonna fix stuff. They're not gonna give you no wheels, people. They're literally gonna make it better. Why would you literally make this car not good? Okay, this is not gonna happen. And Archer, we're not going there. This is an EV podcast. It's not a political podcast. Go see Joe Rogan if you want to talk politics. There's already is a new EV DeLorean. Really, there is? Well, see, there's a DeLorean EV. This is awesome. Okay, and then what else we got? Go to their website. It is awesome. Okay, well, that's good. Because Midnight Smoke says the same thing. DeLorean is coming out with an EV, the Alpha 5. Wow, does it speak Greek too?
Does it have the doors that you cannot open when you park close to someone?
Oh, yeah, does it have the doors that you cannot open when you park close to someone? Let's Google it. It's called the Alpha 5. RP says, Herbie the Love Bug has a dark history. From World War II. Don't we all have dark histories, though? Don't we all? At one point, as the world is going on, everybody has history. So we're just going to need to deal with everybody's history. Okay, so Keanu Reeves was born in Beirut, so definitely not Canadian. Thank you for precising that. Pretty sure Volkswagen owns Porsche. Yes, exactly. They do. RP says, AC Co. made Cobra. Shelby put Ford engines in them. Oh, good to know. Because we've all seen that movie, right? Ford versus Ferrari.
They still have the door that you cannot park.
They still have the doors. Okay, so if you don't know this is a small fun fact for you, a bonus, it's totally free. So the thing with the DeLorean, or some of these some of these doors, these gull wing doors or things like that, is that when you park next to somebody, you can't open them. And that's why on the Tesla Model X, the doors are made with an articulation. There's two articulations. So there's the one that fixes the door to the car, and then there's another one that makes it so that you can actually open the doors when you're so close to another car. I think almost, I would say more than 30 centimeters, but a lot less than a meter. So maybe I don't know, 40 centimeters. So it opens out and then it goes up. And so there's like these two articulations that make it fold a little bit, meaning that you can be super close to somebody else and still park your car and get out of it, which is really important. Really important is the getting out of it. And that was a problem with some gull wing doors or falcon doors or butterfly doors. Call them scissor doors are different. They open from bottom to top, and gull wings, well, it's because they open from like bottom to up. So it's a bit different. Just go Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about, because it's kind of like physics, so it's hard to explain. But that being said, Tesla fixed all these problems. So maybe the DeLorean just needs to, get the same engineers on the door problem. He's cool and nice. He must be Canadian like Piper. See, yeah, everybody who's cool and nice, just put them in Canada. That's fine. Anyway, we have so many people in Canada. This doesn't matter. We accept everybody. We're like that. This is Canada. Redo GM EV1. But it was already an EV. The GM EV1 was not the first EV ever? That was the first EV ever.
He wants the EV1 back.
So you want the EV1 back, but better, which makes a lot of sense, because as we talked about the EV1 in another podcast, it was really interesting. The EV1 was only rented to people, so they could not buy it, right? And there was a few actors that had one. Mel Gibson, and it was like rented to them, and then they took them all back and they destroyed them. I think that's how the story goes. So yeah, it's a bit of a sad story. I don't even know if there's an EV1 still alive somewhere on there as a collectible, but we'll...
No, all of them.
Yeah, all of them, huh?
They just them back. Nobody kept one.
I
think maybe Jay Leno got one, but I'm not sure.
Maybe Jay Leno, because he has a huge car collection. Don't go anywhere, people. This is the podcast called While You Wait, because while you wait for your electric vehicle to charge at the charging station or at your home, or while you wait for your favorite muscle car to be turned into an electric vehicle, we are there to entertain you from Monday to Friday, 12 p.m. Oh yeah, Vancouver time, of course. Now we have here, can you put a pic of the new EV DeLorean on the screen? Thank you, Arthur, for asking that. Maya, do we think we can do that if you Google like DeLorean?
Yep.
Yeah, let's try it.
I
got one?
Pictures right now, but I'm not connected.
Okay, that's okay.
I have video from their website.
Oh yeah, perfect. Let's do this so that people can see the DeLorean. Maya, did you see Back to the Future?
Scroll down. Yes, if you scroll down, you're gonna have a picture with the door open. Just keep on scrolling.
Here?
Yeah, see? You cannot... It's really tight.
It's tight? The doors, you mean? Yeah, the doors are too tight. Did you see Back to the Future, Maya?
Yeah.
The first one, the second one, all of them?
Yeah, but it was a long time ago.
Oh, okay. When you were a kid. Did you like it, or we don't remember?
Yeah, it was okay. It was fun.
Just fun.
All I remember is the sneakers.
Oh yeah, the sneakers.
That attach themselves.
Yeah, they attach themselves, right?
Yeah.
That's really cool. You know that they actually made a pair that really does that?
Yeah, I heard it was Nike, no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So cool. Okay, well, thank you, Arthur, for your suggestion. And there you have it. You saw the actual DeLorean, the new one. So that would be the Alpha 5. They never said why EV's one was recalled. The EV one was recalled. I have no idea.
There's a couple of still non-crushed.
There's still a couple of EV ones?
Yeah, I don't know how many, but I
okay.
saw one.
They exist. Oh, Douglas Dauntless says Jaguar Series 1 E-Type. I actually had that one on my cue cards because it is one of the most classic cars out there. So I guess, yeah, Douglas, that makes a lot of sense that you would want the Jaguar Series E as an electric car.
We can show it?
Yeah, we can show it. We can totally show it because we have a picture of it. But okay, maybe you want to upgrade it, put something else in there. Oh, Francis Ford Coppola owns an EV1. This is awesome. So see, Douglas, that would be your car. But we're probably going to change a few things so it's street legal, which it is not right now.
The Jaguar V12 was from Harold Demode.
Oh. Okay, the Jaguar V12.
Converted into like a hearse.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so in Harold Demode, there's a movie where a young man falls in love with an older woman. And so he converted into a hearse. That's a great movie. Old movie, but amazing. Now, okay, we need to talk about how would you buy those EVs? Meaning, if your favorite vehicle, whether it be the Jaguar, the Trans Am, what else did we get? Corvette, was converted into an electric vehicle. Would you want it to make noise? Yeah, let's put it in a poll. We're gonna do a poll. So,
It needs to have a noise.
would you want your classic to make noise? I mean, let's call it vroom vroom, call it whatever you want. But if really, really the Porsche 911 got out as an electric vehicle, because we have Chris Pankuch, who did mention that the actual Ioniq 5 that's going to come out soon will have RPM, will have a shift stick, and it will make noise. And we know a lot of people were joking about this, being like, well, EVs, they don't make noise, so some guys just don't want to switch to EVs, not because of the planet or anything like that, because they like the noise. They like to know when to switch gears. And since an electric motor does not have gears, it's not a thing, right? Well, it made it so that some people don't like this type of, this type of feedback, the no feedback, which an electric vehicle definitely gives you. It gives you the quietness, it gives you the calmness, it gives you like the no vibration, it gives you all of that. But some people like it when it's loud and when it shakes and it vibrates and it grumbles and all these things. That being said, if you are some of the persons or people that would like a classic car to be reinvented or remade as an EV, would you want it to have most of the similar specs that it used to? So would you want an RPM meter? Would you want a shifter in it? And would you want it to make noise? Because again, classic cars were all about that, right? They were all about Vin Diesel. They were all about making noise, being loud, being like, you shake into it. You can make a milkshake in there. And, well, of course, the smell of gas, but we're just gonna, just put some push in there. I don't know, put some push.
If your Porsche 911 is parked somewhere, you just sit there trying to talk on the phone, doesn't make noise, the girl's gonna pass, will smile at you, will not check at your RPM meter.
Okay.
So if you got your Porsche,
Yeah.
you're just next to it,
Yeah.
the girl,
Yeah.
you,
Okay, it doesn't matter the noise. Not if the girls are just passing by.
yeah.
But it matters when you drive it.
But then she's in the car, so you got the.
Oh, so you get the girl before, so you don't need noise because then it's not necessary. No, but okay. But what about to make them turn heads? If you're at the light,
I don't think it matters.
You don't think it matters anymore?
No, she could be deaf as long as she sees the car.
So she could be deaf as long as she sees the car. Do you agree? Do you don't agree? Make sure you tell us in the poll. Would you want your classic to make noise? If it was converted as an EV, of course. Keep that in mind. Okay, what else we got? History always repeats itself. That's the thing, because we're new humans. Unless we live until 1,000 years old, we are going to repeat some mistakes because we need to relearn all the stuff we've done in the past that we didn't even do. It's that our ancestors did that, so it's so confusing. A neighbor of my grandpa's collected Jaguars with the round hood. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, thank you for sharing. Douglas Dauntless says he wants the Ferrari Daytona. That's also another really good classic, which makes sense that you would want to convert as an EV. The blind would want cars that make noises so that they can cross the streets in all security.
I don't think that's the problem with the blind.
Yeah, I think the blind have a lot more problems. And here in Vancouver, most of the street lights, for some reason, have a little, like, it's a little bird sound. Fifu, fifu, so that you know when the light turns green. But it's actually great for like people who see, because I love it. Because sometimes you're not looking directly at the light, you're looking somewhere else, and then when you hear the sound, you just move forth. I really love and appreciate that feature of Vancouver lights. There's something manly. Yes.
Blind people want its FSD.
Yeah, blind people want FSD, full self-drive.
They don't want people
Blind people just.
while they cross.
Yeah, blind people just want people to not hit them. Not hit them. Toyota is making a manual transmission EV. See? So it is coming because some people really enjoy this type of active driving that you get when you have a manual transmission, which you don't have with an electric vehicle. But again, if EVs are there to stay, maybe we just need to bring some of the features that more people like so we can sell them, those EVs, without making too many compromises for these people. Manual shifting in an EV is like lip syncing on stage. That's really good. That's really good. That's really good. This is really hilarious. Good. Awesome. Toy engines from the toy store will do that vroom vroom. Yes, they would. They would. Should be able to make an annoying noise like screeching metal to play back at the loud ice cars. Definitely great. I want my future EV's horn to sound like an Aztec death whistle.
What is that?
I have no idea, but this sounds deadly. It really does. That being said, thank you for voting. Let's close this poll. So 43% of people want it to make noise. 42. So most people here are about electric vehicles, and since we understand that electric vehicles don't make noise, we don't necessarily need it, but we are close. We are still close to the 50-50. So I think it could be a feature. You know, some cars just have features. Why don't EVs have features that resemble ICE cars for the transition and for the vintage psych of it? I mean, some people listen to records, so why not? Why not have some actual sound? Sound pollution is a thing though, so I would still keep it optional and maybe put a price tag on it so that we don't have too much sound pollution, because EVs are really great at reducing that type of pollution as well as just emission pollution. That being said, make sure that you tune in from Monday to Friday at 12 p.m. Vancouver time for While You Wait. What? No, he just made the dad joke. Plus, I made the pet rock joke. That was super funny. And if you do have a dad joke, well, make sure you drop in the comments so that everybody can read it and feel super happy about it.
Tomorrow we'll have one.
Well,
Monday.
yeah, Monday. Come back on Monday, and then we will have a dad joke. But my pet rock joke was so good. I don't want to do another joke. This is so good. Yeah. You still want the classic car smell. You can put some push in there. Always put some push. Okay, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Maya, for being there.
Thank you.
Yeah, as
Have
a
a good
guest.
day.
All right. We'll see you in the next one. I mean, push is definitely a thing you could do. I'm sure push would be great. So every car could come with its own smell. You could get like bacon. You could get like actual